Ladies and gentlemen, Cowboys Nation and football fans across the globe, buckle up, because this is the kind of seismic NFL news that shakes the entire landscape of the league. Derrick Henry, yes, you heard that right, King Henry himself, the bulldozing, tank-like, stiff-arm delivering, soul-snatching, former rushing champion and Tennessee Titans legend has officially arrived in Dallas. And folks, it's not just a blockbuster move, it's a full-blown statement from Jerry Jones and the entire Cowboys front office. This isn't just adding a piece. This isn't a depth move. This is Dallas putting the league on notice. This is about muscle. This is about sending a message that the Cowboys are not here to play safe or tread water. No, they're here to steamroll opponents and make a serious push for a Lombardi trophy. When the offseason began, no one was quite sure what direction Dallas was heading in. Fans were skeptical. The media was hypercritical. And with Ezekiel Elliott long gone, Tony Pollard hitting free agency, and the run game inconsistent at best last season, the backfield situation was a major concern. But with Derrick Henry walking into the Star, wearing that iconic silver and blue, that concern just transformed into one of the most electrifying storylines of the entire NFL season. Picture this: Henry lined up behind Dak Prescott, towering over defenders, staring down NFC East rivals, ready to bulldoze his way through defensive lines like a man possessed. It's not just a headline, it's a turning point. For a team that has struggled with postseason disappointment, this move signals the Cowboys are all in. And let's not pretend like this was some expected, run-of-the-mill acquisition. No one truly saw this coming. Henry had been linked to several other contenders. Rumors were swirling about the Ravens, the Bills, even the Eagles at one point. But Dallas stayed quiet, calculated, and pounced when it mattered most. According to sources close to the situation, conversations between Henry's camp and the Cowboys had been under wraps for weeks. Jerry Jones, in true showman fashion, played this close to the vest. When the deal was finally confirmed, it sent shockwaves through the league. And make no mistake, this wasn't just a football decision, it was a cultural one. Henry brings more than stats to the Cowboys. He brings an attitude, a ferocity, a warrior-like presence that will immediately elevate the locker room. He's a player who doesn't just run, he punishes. He wears down defenses over 4 quarters. He breaks willpower. You don't just tackle Derrick Henry, you survive him. And if you're lucky, you don't end up on a viral highlight reel of him launching you into the 5th row with a signature stiff arm. Just imagine Derrick Henry taking handoffs at NT Stadium, behind that elite Cowboys offensive line. Even with some changes up front, this is still one of the most technically sound units in the league. Tyler Smith, Zach Martin, and the rest of that line are going to love opening lanes for a guy who doesn't need much space to turn a 5-yard gain into a 50-yard rumble. And let's talk about scheme fit, because that's where this gets even more exciting. Mike McCarthy is known for wanting balance in his offense. Last season, the Cowboys leaned heavily on the passing game, sometimes to their detriment. Bringing in Henry means this offense can control tempo, dominate time of possession, and wear down teams in a way we haven't seen since the peak days of Zeke in the early Dak era. But let's be honest, Henry is a different animal entirely. This is a future Hall of Famer we're talking about, a 2-time rushing leader, a 2,000-yard season monster who has done it all in Tennessee with less help than he's about to get in Dallas. And think about what this does for Dak Prescott. The pressure comes down, significantly. Dak won't have to be Superman every snap. Play action becomes deadlier. Defenses won't be able to drop into deep zones as frequently. Safeties have to cheat up. Linebackers have to stay honest. It changes everything. It simplifies reads. It creates more opportunities for CeeDee Lamb to get one-on-one coverage, for Brandon Cooks to stretch the field, for Jake Ferguson to find seams over the middle. This is about unlocking every piece of the Cowboys' offense, and Henry is the key. And let's not sleep on the ripple effects either. This acquisition sends a signal to the rest of the NFC East. The Eagles? They're going to have to deal with this freight train twice a year. The Giants? Good luck. The Commanders? Better stack that box. Because the Cowboys just became a team no one wants to face in cold weather, late-season games, or playoff environments where the run game becomes king. And speaking of playoffs, let's be real. That's where this move matters most. Derrick Henry has been there. He's no stranger to January football. In fact, he thrives in it. His playoff performances have included monster games, like the 195-yard demolition of the Ravens, or the 182-yard performance against the Patriots in Foxborough. He's not afraid of the big stage. If anything, he demands it. And that's exactly what this team needs: postseason poise and physical dominance. For too long, the Cowboys have been labeled as soft in the clutch, folding under pressure. Henry helps rewrite that narrative. He's a tone setter, a culture changer, a player that teammates rally behind. And you can already feel the energy shift among Cowboys players. Social media has erupted. CeeDee Lamb tweeting out fire emojis, Micah Parsons already talking Super Bowl, fans flooding Instagram with jersey edits of Henry in Cowboys gear. The fan base is fired up, and rightly so. This isn't just hype. This is potential realized. And let's talk about legacy for a second, because this move isn't just big for the Cowboys, it's massive for Derrick Henry himself. After years of carrying the Titans, enduring stacked boxes, and battling through injuries, he now gets a chance to compete on a true contender, with real weapons around him, and a franchise desperate to break its championship drought. If Henry helps deliver a Super Bowl to Dallas, he becomes a legend. Not just in Tennessee, not just in Texas, but in NFL history. He'll be remembered as the final piece that brought the Cowboys back to glory. And for a player who's built his career on grit, perseverance, and dominance, there would be no sweeter chapter to write. Now, of course, nothing is guaranteed. Football is a brutal sport. Injuries happen. Game plans shift. Chemistry takes time. But on paper, and even in the early glimpses we've seen from camp, this fit looks almost too good to be true. Henry is already working with running backs coach Jeff Blasco to fine-tune his role. He's embraced the challenge. He's come in humble but hungry. There are whispers from within the organization that Henry looks faster than ever, more agile than expected, and motivated like a rookie trying to prove himself all over again. And let's not forget, this deal is also team-friendly. The Cowboys didn't break the bank. They structured the contract smartly, balancing cap space while still making Henry feel valued. This is a rare win-win in a league where cap flexibility often comes at the cost of talent acquisition. It's a bold move, but one that fits the Cowboys' DNA: splashy, risky, headline-grabbing, and high reward. But maybe, just maybe, this time it's not just noise. Maybe this time, it's the missing piece. Because with Derrick Henry in the backfield, Micah Parsons terrorizing quarterbacks, CeeDee Lamb ascending into superstardom, and a coaching staff finally embracing its strengths, the Dallas Cowboys are more dangerous than they've been in decades. The league better wake up. The NFL better take notice. Because the king has arrived in Dallas. And the throne? It's officially up for grabs. Stay tuned, folks. This is going to be one unforgettable ride. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Are the Cowboys now the favorites in the NFC? Can Henry stay healthy all season? Is this finally the year Dallas breaks the drought? Let's talk about it. Until next time, this is your Cowboys Insider signing off, and trust me, we're just getting started.